We are live. See who checks in today. We're going to be taking care of some business while we discuss this. So I won't be checking in on the line here. I'm going to try to burn this stuff down. But we'll see who checks in if my report gets well received. I'll give it a minute to warm up before I start, but we're going to start this fire. Got to burn the weeds down here and do the things. So we're going to do that, and I'll talk a little bit about what went on yesterday in the front lines of the collapse, and kind of some of the my report from my anecdotal part of the world. We'll see if it matches up with anybody else. If anybody else braved the madness of the masses yesterday, which just to start it off, there were no masses yesterday. That's part of the report. Yeah, there was none. That's part of the deal, I think, makes it so significant. But let me get this fire started, and we'll check back in and we'll get started. If I can start it, that's always the challenge. It's a little moist here with the what do you call it? Frost. Gets everything pretty moist early in the morning, but that's why they let you burn, because everything is so moist, so they know everything's not going to burn down except what you really want to burn. So let me get this started here. But I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I hope you didn't spend too much yesterday, if you spent anything at all. But braving the masses yesterday, a couple anecdotal things from my end of the world. Yeah, the crowds were non-existent for the most part. They were the economy looks like this brush going up here. Man, everybody's just busy on a Saturday. Man, that's what it is. Everybody's getting ready to watch football, I bet. So this might be a short one. We'll just preserve this for posterity, maybe. But yeah, this is what the economy looks like based upon my evaluation yesterday. And some feedback from a random citizen on the streets, citizen report from the streets. But it's not looking good at all. There were no Black Friday lines to speak of, no mad rushes, no good deals either, which one feeds off, I think. And if anybody didn't know that, I guess yesterday could just be your proof of just how big things have changed. I'm not going to call it bad. I just call it a change, because it's a different type of economic situation people are getting into that they're probably not used to, considering the last everybody's been used to of these economic conditions. Did it just go out on me? I think it just went out on me. It's hard to light wet brush. You know what I'm saying? But hit the comment button there if anybody can hear me 5x5. It's like somebody checked in. See if we got any regulars in here, just a bunch of randos. For any randos out there, hopefully you're tracking the economic conditions in your area, if not the country or the world, because when you have these type of things cumulative add up, usually the outcome is starvation, death, famine, war, those types of things. It's going to affect everybody. That's pretty much the norm for human history. It's like things aren't that much different now. But also, to get started, not only with the crowd yesterday, the silver price went crazy yesterday morning. Metals across the board did. Commodities, I guess you could say. The CME shut down for hours. That doesn't happen. So they claimed it was a server issue. Lots of videos being reported on that. But definitely check that out. What is going on here? Too much moisture in the air. In the desert and can't get dry. Come on. It's always the third time's a charm, right? This is try two, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, prices yesterday just through the roof. I think I was halfway through the day before I realized what was going on the CME, and people started posting reports on it. And so that's notable. One of the lightest trading days that you'll ever see, Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, and they claim that their servers were overheating, and that they had to pull out their tertiary methods and had to shut down to cool everything off, while people position themselves for the inevitable price move. I believe it would seem to be the situation with all commodities, not just silver, but silver benefited the most, I guess you would say, with price action afterwards, as we are now at the all-time high of all-time highs as far as dollars are concerned, which is nothing compared to inflationary adjusted. So take that for the grain of salt, that we're just getting this party started on a lot of those metals, kind of like starting this fire. You're starting to see a little bit of smoke going on out there in the economy. But yeah, there were no lines in any places we went. You know, Carson City's not what we would call a hotbed of economic activity, but it definitely has had better years. 21 and 22 were better years than this. But there were absolutely no deals to be had, really, for the most part. Nothing to really catch people's attention. The longest line I saw all day was the line at the coffee shop. I guess Dutch Brothers Coffee was giving away Christmas ornaments, and the line was obscene based upon online reporting that I saw. 90-minute wait just to get an ornament, and people were doing it with their coffee. They wanted that Dutch Bros ornament, I guess. Maybe they're collecting a set. So coffee ornaments are becoming collectibles in this economy. Seems to be the situation, you know. But that was it. Like, that's the only place you saw people was lined up there at the coffee shop, and not a good sign for what's going on out there in the world. What money people have, what little they have. I don't know if that's necessarily the best decision either. If things are so bad that you can't really go non-existent deals on your Christmas gifts, I'm going to go get a Christmas ornament from a coffee shop. That's a pretty bad sign, I would say. And I think I'm going to have the frost is going to win the day here on us. I'll get this burned. Taking third time's a charm, as always. But it'd be interesting to see if anybody else has any similar reports. But that server burning down on the CME while silver shoots up to 56 is suspect at best. And yeah, just no action going on out there. You know, the Wally World got an anecdotal on the street interview with a guy as I was waiting with my 3 bags of commodities that I got out of the Walmart. You know, I talked to the Salvation Army bell ringer guy. He was out front, so I was out there waiting for my ride, because we're carpooling in this economy, right? We're not wasting any fuel, even though fuel seems to be coming down quite drastically. Talking to the Salvation Army guy, he was there. His report was about the day before Thanksgiving, which is usually a busy day at the Wally World, everybody getting their fixings and stuff. And he wasn't too excited about being out there yesterday because they're not getting a lot of donations at the Salvation Army. So that goes, you know, charity reflects what positions people are in as well. And it was not a good report on that end, as he was talking about he did not get on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, a lack thereof, you know, donations and charity, and people just not really in a good mood. And I was sitting there for a few minutes with him talking, and people going by, and he got a few people going by in the kettle there, and it was just he continued to talk about just, and the funny part was this talks to you. People are aware because, well, he had a Trump hat on, but he's aware of how bad the economy is, so he's not fooled too drastically. But I don't know if I would wear that once you become aware of how much smoke and mirrors he's putting out there. But anyway, so he's I guess you'd say, supporter, and still cognizant of the challenges people are facing in the economy. See, third time's a charm every time. This is going to go quick here on this fire here, but he was just talking about how generally people were struggling, and him included, and especially older folks and people that shop there at the Walmart. Salvation Army's not getting a lot of action, and that was notable, I thought, just in his on-the-ground reporting and what he knew and saw and is aware of as man on the street. And it's good to get feedback like that I'm not crazy, that things are bad. That's the average Joe public is also aware of what's going on, and that the days of a booming economy are going to be struggling for a while until the next shoe drops. And what's the next shoe is going to be everybody's ultimate question. Hopefully that doesn't burn the phone down. I'm going to have to slow it down here a little bit. Let that get in there. Yeah, then going to the coin store, had to make a visit, and the coin store owner was very jubilant. Obviously, because he was, well, I mean, maybe not obviously, because he's going to be challenged with selling in this environment. When you got all-time highs, you don't get a lot of buyers, so he's I guess you'd say trying extra hard to push product. But he had some sales going on of stuff at spot and stuff like that, which he normally doesn't do, and he was just trying to put his best foot forward to get product out of his store and get some cash flow, because he keeps having to buy everybody's gold. Is basically the way I would summarize it, is that he's having to buy a lot of gold from people, and he doesn't have the cash flow to do it because he's not selling enough of everything else to other people. So that becomes a challenge when you're cash poor like that, I guess you'd say. And gold being having people coming in with things that aren't really worth that much and having to turn them away because, well, it's just a family hand-me-down gold watch or semi-gold watch or something like that, jewelry that's just plated, not really worth what people think it is, and he has to send them away. He's I guess you'd think, most people would think that LCSs are doing really well, but they were, I guess you'd say they're in a bad cash position, but they're probably for the most part, afloat and everything, but he's got to find somebody to sell stuff to. So a lot of spot deals on some sets and stuff, that trying to get out the door to get that cash flow going. And some people bought and some people sold while I was there and stuff. So he's doing his thing, trying to get, he was talking about his assistant was doing the computer update because of the price spike during, basically as they opened. So they were trying to catch up on the internet side to get that balanced out with the new price hikes, so they didn't get caught with their pants down. Because basically, those places, yeah, they can sell and make some cash, but they have to replenish stock to continue moving. So like they talk about, 1 to 3% is about their margin, because they got to go out and buy more so they can continue to operate. So let's check in here as this dies down, and we'll come around, and we'll get another stack started here. What's up, Liberty Garden? Good morning. We got a Rando Brown, Brown. Is that Ron Brown? What's going on? Good morning. What drove the price, Liberty? Well, it's suppressed. That's what drove it up. What do you mean? No, I don't know what exactly, because it was everything. It wasn't just silver. It was all commodity. Silver had the biggest percentage increase, and it could be several things. I guess there was a number of economic reports that finally came dribbling out, but the CME Group trading halt, I think, had something to do with it, because everybody's like, oh, I need to get my stuff now, and all the orders had to catch up. And plus, they're all taking place overseas. It's not like there's a bunch of trading happening in the United States. So it's pretty much everywhere else in the world driving the price, not here in the US, that usually keeps that suppressed down. That's my understanding, but I'm sure there's more behind it, but you have to look to it. But definitely, when you consider the lack of trading on a day like that it was able to just skyrocket, a concerning sign, I guess you'd say, of inflationary pressure, or economic good times, as somebody might call it. Miss B. Stacy's checked in. What's up, Stacy? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. But I thought that man on the street interview with the Salvation Army guy was kind of interesting, of his perspective of what people are donating, or lack thereof. You know, basically the Salvation Army is kind of losing money on the whole Christmas giving season if it keeps up this way. To fund the operation and keep things going, they're not getting the donations they need. There's just one anecdotal, at least in this area. Maybe somebody else might have something somewhere else, but definitely struggling out there, and people not spending at all. So get your house in order, as some people would say. Stacy says Big Swear talks about why silver is finally going up. Yeah, Roto-Rooter. Yeah, all's good in Vegas, huh? I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I could ever call Vegas good. That's just me, though. Liberty Garden says maybe one day it will get to 16-to-1 ratio. I mean, I don't even know if it matters. I'm not waiting for that day, at least. I got a whole nother, you see my video from last month on the moral imperative to buy silver. I'm at the point now where it's a hold or die situation, at least in my lifetime, because nothing good's going to come out of selling your silver at this point in time, with the quote unquote AI revolution needing all this metal to proliferate the beast system. It would seem like the moral imperative would be to deny it its tools of prosperity, which is the metals, copper, silver, etc. You don't want to give that up to your enemy. So I don't know if that's an accurate assessment or not, but kind of where my mind's going. Of course, I'm not in a position to need to sell, so that kind of helps me just retrench my position of the need to hold, because it's morally necessary for the survival of the human race, if you will, it seems. Or not. I'm just out here talking on the internet. You have to decide for yourself. You know? Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. And I've said it over the years, like, it's going to get to a point to where the price of silver is going to be such that, and the economy and the whole world is going to be in a position that you're going to need to sell just to feed the masses, your household. That's the end. That's where they'll take it to if they have to starve you out before they let you hold on to your old silver, things of value, when they want to take your land, things like that. Real goods. They'll give you those digits on the screen all day, every day, 2 ways to Sunday. But as soon as they really need those other items, they're gonna get them by hook or by crook and starve you out if they have to, and make you give those up before they give you any kind of real compensation, being food, which is a good, ties in kind of the Praxis Preppers video earlier today, talking about fasting and doing fasting as a technique of just energy and healthiness. Might want to practice a little fasting just to get used to it. It was kind of his angle too, is like, you know, knowing that you can go a day or two without sustenance is a good skill, I guess, to hone, or to at least be cognizant of. I wouldn't. I mean, it's good to know what you know, right? That you can handle it. I wouldn't want to. Wouldn't recommend it often, but I guess if you did a good fast once a month, that couldn't hurt nobody, I guess, especially in America, right? I could lose a few pounds and just get your body functioning at a higher speed level, you know. Liberty says it seems that manufacturing EVs, solar panels, etc. is driving the price. Oh, for sure. And that's my kind of thought. You know, you asked what drove it. I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't have a for sure, but my thought is that when people see the market shut down, and when people see, you know, what's going on with trading and where the prices could potentially go, or probably going, the people that need to use it have to buy it, and they want to get it at the lowest possible price as they can. And that's like when Southwest bought all those gas futures way back in the 90s or early 2000s. They didn't want to, and it benefited them greatly when they got into higher gas prices there 2010 wise. Same thing with silver, gold, and all of it. People that really need it. So people that need to use silver for, like you're talking about, that server farms, EVs, all that stuff. And interestingly, platinum and palladium are also just driving up with all the other stuff. And there's been this ongoing back and forth discussion about, you know, catalytic converters, or why palladium and platinum are so, you know, suppressed, I guess you'd say, because people aren't making as many catalytic converters. And then there's a thought that, well, they're going to continue to go up because there's going to be continued growth needed for catalytic converters for economic prosperity, and the economic inflation that's coming with them trying to grow this economy out of this depression we're going into. That the catalytic converters are still going to be needed. And I'm of the mind they're never going to get rid of gas-powered engines myself, but it does make you wonder. But also, disproportionately between platinum, palladium, and gold, like ratio-wise, it doesn't make sense why the prices there are. So they will probably continue to go up in concert with those, and possibly outperform, which that's a video for a later date. I want to talk about platinum strategy as a part of your buying, saving needs. But again, that goes back to, well, at some point, am I just denying the system so they don't oppress me more, you know, as part of it. What's going on, They Live? How you doing? Good morning. I'm just, looks like a nice day to burn some brush, so I figured I'd rant here a little bit and see who checks in. And I don't know how the video quality is. I've got it in a position where I think, because you get in these fence lines and you get between fences, and it wants to act all squirrely, so I kind of position it to a place I think I'm getting good reception, but nobody's said I'm not. So nobody ever chimes in. Is it 5x5, 4x4? Am I breaking up and unreadable? Nobody ever tells me. But yeah, it's a good day to burn some brush. It's a good morning. All right, video quality's fine. Excellent. That's good. At least my pre-positioning was good. Fortunately, the brush is on this side of the fence line too, in such a position that I figured it would be at the high point of clearing any obstruction. I think the fence is just when you get between some of the fenced areas, I think it like just blocks some of the signal of the cell phone signal. So that's often when I've done garden stuff, or even down with the animals, you get between those fences and just breaks up, becomes broken and unreadable, you know. But did you enjoy that rain we got? They Live. That was some wet times. It took me 2 days to dry out last week. Animals were basically putting waders on to get around animal pens and stuff. That was a lot of water. Wish I could have caught all that. And I should say that's a lot of water for us. For most of you east of the Mississippi, it would probably be like a drop in the bucket. But we exist on very little water, especially for Mosaic Homestead. He operates with like that much water every week that we got, and it's basically our year's worth of water. I know they said on the Reno News, the weather, that what was it? We're already in a surplus of water based upon the October rain or early November rain. It was one of the wettest November, because the water year starts October 1, I think, because it goes off, because it's the Weather Service, they base it on the federal fiscal year. So the water year goes the same way, because water starts, that's our fall, winter. So when all our water comes in, I think they said we were already in a surplus for our normal water fall, rainfall. So that's a good thing for us, You got good rain out there too, they live? That's good. You got all those farms out there, they're gonna need it. Hopefully they're catching it up in the reservoirs. You got what do you got? Truckee feeds down there too, doesn't it? Then the Truckee gets siphoned off up there in Fernley and gets fed down to the valley, and you got Lahawton, and you got Walker, and was it Topaz Lake feeds some of the southern farm areas. What's up? What is that? Oh, it's Bikes and Bullets. What's up, my guy? How you doing, Bikes? Good adventures, it looked like. I guess I'm gonna have to start this one again. I let it die down too far, running my mouth. 43 degrees and raining in Arkansas. Well, you're not burning brush where you're at. And Liberty Gardens had a fair year already, right? And I'm out of my starter material. Start rubbing sticks together. I'm sure the county manager sent it to the desert again. Does the county? I don't think the county manager has any influence over that, do they? I mean, they did that for the 2017 floods. That was kind of like an emergency thing, but county manager doesn't control water, do they? Are they your water manager as well? I mean, that's kind of bizarre. Usually the water districts are separate from county management. But hey, whatever works out there, I guess. But I know they had that emergency diversion they did in 2017 just as a sure necessity so the town didn't flood, such as it was. Let me stack this up here. So yeah, Bikes and everybody checking in. We're just talking about the Black Friday results from yesterday, and just I was talking to a Salvation Army guy about how, well, I wasn't talking, he was doing talking. I was just doing the information gathering, talking about how little donations they got over the day before Thanksgiving, when people are getting their Thanksgiving turkeys and stuff. There was Salvation Army wasn't getting a lot of kettles full in the area. People are struggling. Kind of lamented about his own position, his own situation as such. And that was just a anecdotal note on my part of how things are going, because charity's going to be down. That means people that are struggling going to have less help. And when the government gets involved in help, that's just more inflationary inflation provision, as they just throw fake cash and digits on a screen. Yeah, the Comex Halt bikes, I was talking about that earlier. The server farm overheated, supposedly. Believe what you will. See if I can get enough leaves to get these wet leaves or anything. But yeah, that Comex Halt is a interesting anecdotal point, and then the resulting melt up, I guess you'd say, of all metals, not just silver, but silver the biggest result, I guess you'd say, as it definitely hit the roof. And see if we can get this started back again. Otherwise, I'll be out here all day talking to y'all if I have to start this 20 times. We'll see. But yeah, we've been getting real strong frost this week, so we got lots of moisture in moisture in the brush right now. So when somebody figures out that Comex thing, if it's anything other than shenanigans, let me know, because it seems awfully suspect that a server farm would have that big of a problem on the lightest trading day of one of the lightest trading days of the year, like no action, basically. You know, hey, it's Mosaic Homestead. Small businesses are struggling, right, Bikes? Yeah. I did a little bit of LCS discussion earlier. I mean, they're getting by and everything, but he's definitely trying to sell to get some cash flow, because he's having to buy, or not having to buy, but he's choosing to buy a lot of gold off people. I'm not sure about silver, but his silver was flush, at least what was on the counter there. So I don't think they're hurting for silver, but they're definitely buying gold from the public. And Stefan, what's up, Stefan? Haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, we're communicating. So here, whoever sees my smoke signals, reply back. You might get confused with half dozen other ones I can see around. So it might confuse our communication network there a little bit. Yeah, the shady situation with the server farms for sure. See if we can get this thing starting back up. Get a full flame going. Liberty got a 14-pound turkey. 98 cents a pound. That doesn't seem too bad. Oh, with a 10% discount, $10 discount. Yeah. Lots of people cutting back. Yeah, we cut back for sure. I don't have as many. I think today will be my last day of leftovers. Usually they go for a week. But I didn't. We got one because we're down to our one turkey. So we got one hen. So we need to get a time and regenerate the herd here on that. Might do a Christmas goose this year instead of turkey for Christmas. So that'd be a little different. But we'll see if we can get that cooked up. Oh, right, Bike says it's all conspiracy written all over it, right? Certainly not on purpose. It definitely doesn't make any sense of how that server could go down on that day. Like, doesn't make no sense. Unless somebody hit the wrong switch and let it overheat, right? So yeah, it overheated on purpose, just so they could shut it down. So I guess that's one of those things. Well, I'm not really lying. I'm not really lying, because it really did overheat, but it overheated because we wanted it to overheat, so we had the excuse to shut it down. I guess that's kind of the way conspiracies work as well, right? What's up, Space Miner? How you doing? Passing through. Good to see you. Oh, wait. Is that who I think it is? Did Space Miner change their name? Is that Irish? That icon's hard to see on the phone. Your thumbnail there, but that looks like Irish's old thumbnail. It's hard to tell. Jive turkey. Accidentally on purpose. Yes, exactly. It's accident on purpose. Many such cases, right, in history. Like accidentally going into Watergate. You know, kinds of things in history. Accidentally, what was that? Gulf of Tonkin, accident. USS Liberty, accident. Many such cases out there to annotate in our lives that are one of those things that'll never necessarily be answered. But speaking of also some anecdotal weather situation, like I'm wearing shorts. It's been warm out here. I mean, it was frosty this morning, but it heats up fast. Yesterday was like almost 70 in the big city there. And I think it's about the same. This stuff is just wet. It's hard to get anything to supporting cast here. But yeah, the weather's been unusually warm after that big rain we had, and snow got in the mountains pretty good. Most of the ski resorts opened up this week, so that was good. We got to get our skis ready. Kind of action. Come on, let's go. Can't stand here all day. As much as everybody might like to listen in, they don't want to listen to me all day. But a couple of people, Solvate Metals, World Money Wins, they all did kind of videos on that server farm deal. Kind of interesting. Just plain old space miner. Okay, not who I thought it was. New join, we'll call it. Curious what high desert. This is the high desert of Nevada. The real high desert, because we're higher than all the lower high deserts. We're at about 4,500 feet, roughly, up here in northern Nevada. Which, if you know, High Desert Tactical runs up through Oregon. So lots of high desert areas people don't think of necessarily, because everybody kind of thinks of Arizona and New Mexico when they think of high desert, but it runs all the way up through the Eastern Sierra, Eastern Cascade. Liberty Garden says, I could have put 15 birds in the chest freezer, but really don't like turkey. You don't like turkey? What's wrong with you? I don't understand that kind of nonsense. Don't like turkey. Not sure if I can be associated with you anymore. I'm going to have to take drastic measures here. Let me get this. I'm going to have to ignore you folks for just a second while I collect up. See if I can get this bundle started. Time is too valuable to be out here burning weeds all day. I can hear it cracking underneath there a little bit, but no flame. Put the torch to it. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. It's like once it's just it's like a flash mob. It takes a while to get started, I guess you'd say. I have to go get some cardboard, ain't I? Get some junk mail. Stuff is just soaked, it looks like. I didn't think it'd be this wet. Something's cracking in there, but it's not wanting to produce. It's cold here. It was 79 last night. That's miserable. Don't know how you survive that, Mosaic. You sleep with the windows open all year round? It's not good at all. An old silver mine. No, I'm not doing diesel and gas, they live. I'm not that crazy. I just try to do it the old-fashioned way. Well, not old-fashioned, but just use my lighter. I almost had to put a space heater, huh? Well, Mosaic, that's sorry for your luck. Sorry you have to live in such arduous conditions. But we all get put where we get put. Our ancestors kind of, in most cases, cast their lot for us when they settled where they settled, right? We just adapt and overcome. So I'm sure you'll get through that heat and humidity somehow. Let's get this, come on. Is there any oxygen needed in there, maybe? Go. I guess you don't have to burn anything. You just recompost, right? So moist, so wet. Burning's probably not a big thing where you are. It's trying. ever so slightly trying. All right, folks. Well, I did the report on Black Friday at the beginning. If you want to rewind and check that out. But I'm going to get serious on this business. I'll tune out with you guys, and we'll rejoin you at the next event, whatever that may be. But thanks for checking in. Thanks for hitting the like button, commenting, subscribe, as Salvate would say, Salvate. But a rogue, it's a pretty good rake. Is that what it's called, a rogue rake? All right, I'll take your word for it. I just call it the heavy duty rake. All right, folks, have a good day. I hope you guys are enjoying hopefully you got a long weekend at least, and get some time in, and don't eat too much turkey. But you guys have a great day. Stay frosty out there. We didn't even talk about the National Guard deal in Washington, D.C., and that's just another sign and indicator. Take it as you will. Even if you're not in the AO where that happened, you could be next, or your area could be next. So stay frosty. So y'all be good. Prep hard. Live free.